Right, red lights are on. Race about to get underway. Lights go out then, and it's a good start from Aaron Cook on pole position. He's on the inside line. This time there's no dry line and wet line anymore now. The track is completely dry here, and it's Aaron Cook that's going to lead into the first corner from Sean Traynor in second place. Looks like everyone is going to make it through. There's Reece Dorman, number 13, in the pink car, which seems to be fading over time. And Maxine Nichols, that's good to see her at the back of the grid. So she has got back out into this second race. Good work by the Rogue crew to get her back into the race. That's Daniel Sylvester, number 21, the red and blue car, challenging number 11, which is Adam Lockwood, the Cadwell Park race winner. That's the fight for 5th and 6th, just behind Nick Williamson, who is in 4th place, and he is 2nd of the Mark II cars. As Aaron Cook there went a bit wide at Ireland.
Others have gone wider, and Lee Brown's gone for a big spin.
Sam Harper was off on the grass as well, wasn't he?
And everybody else is going to try and avoid those two cars. But Cook survived his moment, while others, yellow flags are out, while others did not. But hopefully everybody's avoided the spinning car. So it's Cook. This time it's Traynor that flings his car up over the curbs. And for Adam Lockwood, his start didn't really go to plan. He got jumped by a couple of cars in all of that. That's Jim Mew. He's made a really good start, hasn't he, from the back of the grid. He's going quite a few positions. Oh no, it wasn't Mew. There he is on the circuit. So anyway, him and Nichols have certainly gained places, haven't they? The top two have gone, just like earlier, away from the pack. So then you've got Topley and Williamson and Sylvester, who's made a good exit to Knickerbrook. He draws alongside Williamson up the hill. Obviously, you mentioned he was in that battle for third in the championship with Topley, so he's trying to go after Topley here and get around Williamson. There's wheel to wheel here as they go into Druids, and he's gone through has Sylvester, who didn't qualify very well in the wet this morning, but perhaps enjoying these drier conditions. He's up to 4th and ahead of Nick Williamson, who's under threat now from the slow starting Adam Lockwood. He's down to 6th position. Not a good first lap there.
No, he's not. And behind him looks like Darren Oldworth, and then the 82 car is next through, and that is Andrew Ruthven. Well, up the order there as well. Safety car boards are out, yellow flags are out, though we did see those cars go off at Island and the yellow flags waving there, so we're into a yellow flag situation with the Renault Megane safety car having picked up the race leaders.
So it looks like 15 might have got involved in that, Ian.
That was Gavin Oldworth.
Yes, and Lee Brown, who was spinning across the circuit, we think is the other car that's off their island bend. So the MR2 Championships had a bit of a troublesome day. I think everybody's finished all the other races, haven't they? What we were mentioning earlier on. But the MR2 Championship had the red flag earlier and the safety car this time. Yeah,
so safety car boards out, the lights flashing around the circuit as well to let all of the drivers know that they need to form up in line behind the safety car. Hopefully we'll get some more racing. Of course, the minutes that pass by underneath the safety car do still count towards the race. There's no further minutes to be added on at the end. And I think what happened here was just around the corner from Ireland, wasn't it? That's probably where the cars have ended up. And the red lights will very shortly come on. There they go. And the lights are out, and the race gets underway then. And who's made the best start this time? Sean Trainor's got his nose in front, but of course it's Aaron Cook with the inside line down towards Oulton corner for the first time. Adam Lockwood still there in 3rd, and Ali Topley in 4th position as they make their way down. There's one roadster going very wide indeed onto the grass, but hopefully should be able to rejoin without too much more drama. It does so right towards the back of the field, so the leaders making their way through Cascades for the first time. Andrew Ruthven then, the yellow and purple number 82 car. He was well up towards the end of the opening lap before the red flag. There's Ali Topley right in behind the two leaders who are almost side by side, both of the cars moving around quite a lot there. It is Aaron Cook though from Sean Traynor with Ali Topley in 3rd.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not sure we were seeing Dan Sylvester there, a little way further back, so he didn't make a good restart. Oh no, he's still there 5th, I think, so perhaps it's not too bad for him. Behind Lockwood, then you've got Aldworth, so it's Williamson, isn't it, who hasn't made a good restart this time. But here they come through the chicane. Cars hopping over the curbs. There's Maxine Nichols, just going a couple of places this time. But here comes Lockwood trying to get that position from Topley back. He couldn't quite manage it, so it's Alistair Topley in 3rd. And There's Andrew Ruffin again, isn't it, in 82. Different colours on his cars nowadays. But for third place, Lockwood is alongside Topley as they go over Clay Hill, so it's side by side for third, up towards Druids. Can Lockwood get past Topley here? I don't think the Mark II is the best car for this circuit. So around the outside goes Lockwood. It's quite tight there. They're both running out wide. Lockwood's across the grass, so he's going to lose that position. He's probably going to lose out to Sylvester as well. And he is. It was a bold effort on the outside of Druids, but both drivers were right on the edge of the limit there, both sliding out towards the edge of the circuit. And for Adam Lockwood, he had to take to the grass, but actually only lost one place, and he managed to control the car across the grass.
It could have gone an awful lot worse for him, couldn't it? Meanwhile, the two leaders together, Aaron Cook ahead of Sean Traynor. They've broken away quite a lot now from Ali Topley. Of course, was busy defending there from the third, well, that battle behind of Adam Lockwood. Bit of a shuffle further back. So it's Topley third, Dan Sylvester fourth, Lockwood is fifth, and sixth is Darren Oldworth in the number 6 car as things stand. So they are making their way, those two, side by side again, Lockwood and Sylvester. This is the battle for third in the Roadster class, fourth overall, which is picking through the leaders there, but let's see if these two are still side by side. Yes, they are, through Island Bend. Sylvester's going to have the inside line for Shell Oil's corner of the hairpin. On the outside line, it is the Lockwood car. Let's see which order they come out in, and it's Sylvester still ahead. Pretty
on the edge stuff through Island Bend, isn't it? That was quite an exciting moment, but they got away with it. Then Darren Aldworth, I think, was behind them in 6th position, and then the rest of them then come through. There's Peter Higton ahead of 19, which is Cameron Bell, but I think our graphic is not correct, so hopefully we can get the right time in tower for you up in a moment. But the battles carry on through the field. 99 is Billy Boggis, who's there just ahead of Rise Dorman, and they're side by side as they go uphill now, Ian, through up Clay Hill up towards Druids.
Yeah, that's right. So, a bit of a moment there for Sylvester in 4th place. But having said that, is he going to come back and challenge Topley on the way up into Lodge Corner? I think he was too far back. Now he's got, in fact, attacked by Lockwood on the outside line into Lodge Corner that time. But they're losing a bit of ground to Topley here. Then you've got Aldworth on his own in 6th. Andrew Ruthven, I think it still is. No, it's Nick Williamson now in 7th. And 8th has changed as well. That's Sam Harper by the looks of it. That has moved through. Yes, he's side by side as they come into Old Hall Corner past our commentary box this time with Andrew Rutherford for 8th and 9th, and Rhys Dorman rounding out the top 10 at the moment. But it is Aaron Cook leading now by just over a second from Sean Traynor. He's done a 2:01.91 on that lap. In the first race, the best lap was a 2:03.70. So he's now only 0.3 outside of his own lap record.
Yeah, we're pretty close to what we did 12 months ago, I think. We've got the right graphics up for you now, so you'll be able to, if you're looking for a particular driver, there on the left-hand side of the screen you'll see where everybody is at the end of the previous lap. They might have changed positions in some of those battles, a lot of it side by side there through Ireland. So there's Harper, he's 8th. Rhys Dorman was across the grass, but he's still there in 10th, behind Andrew Ruffin, who lost a place. Then you've got Neil Stratton in here as well. And you've got Peter Higton there in 4, 65 there in this battle as well. So some good battles. That was Veer Aldridge in 65. But it's quite a battle here, Ian, for 9th place. And here comes Rhys Dorman down the inside. There's not room there. Well, they got through the corner. Didn't think that was going to happen at one point, but Andrew Ruffman's still ahead. He is. The other driver that's involved is Billy Boggis, and he's lost out on this lap so far to Neil Stratton. So Stratton 11th and Billy Boggis in 12th place, and then it's Peter Higton and the rest as they climb up Clay Hill. There's 6th place Oldworth, 7th place Williamson, and 8th place Harper. Then this is where it's all happening: 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, really. 82 is Andrew Ruffin. He looked to go a bit wide through the first part of Druids. Is that going to put him susceptible, make him susceptible to an attack from Rhys Dorman as they head into the corner? Well, Dorman, in fact, is under attack now for the final position inside the top 10. Neil Stratton seemed to break a bit earlier, though, than possibly
Rhys Dorman did, but there seems to be more and more cars joining in with this battle. I think there's about 7 of them now, battling from 9th down to about 15th position as they come up and over the line this time. So Ruthven doing a good job. Jim Mew is one of the cars involved, isn't he? In the back of that shot there in number 78. He's got himself into 15th place now, so that's a good effort from him, because for the second time he had to start effectively from the back of the grid, having been a retirement from the first race.
Yeah, so he's quicker than all these cars ahead. So how far up the order, I wonder, can Jim Mew get? He's had a top 6 finish this year, so he's not going to get that high, but if he can get through this field from the back of the grid, that would be a really strong effort from Jim Mew. In 15th, Maxine Nichols got to 19th, the other driver who started from the back after their incident in the first race. So we're on lap 4. The lead gap is 1.8 seconds. Aaron Cook has pulled clear of Sean Traynor, but behind Ruthven now it's Neil Stratton who's got himself ahead of Dorman. But Ruthven, he might not be perhaps as quick as these cars behind him. He's able to keep them behind him at this stage after that good start.
That's right. We've got Stratton there, he's quite experienced now, he's been racing since 2009, originally in a Mark 1 MR2, and more recently he's been in this Mark 3, this VT Racing prepared car that he built in the garage home. Lots of tea was drunk and lots of Haribo eaten, he says. Neil Stratton, who is 38 years of age, from High Peak, works in IT. And he's just ahead there of Rhys Dorman in the number 13 car as well. And he's from Evesham, a mechanic by occupation. This, though, is the battle for 4th position. Daniel Sylvester and Adam Lockwood, and there's just a few yards behind, really, Ali Topley. So as things stand, I think Ali Topley will be good for 3rd place in the overall championship standings, as well as his Class B title. That's all to be confirmed, though. There's 3.5 minutes left to go, so they're now working the leaders are working the penultimate lap of this race. Sam Harper just goes on to that lap now, and then you've got this battle for 9th backwards. It's still being headed by Ruthven, but now it's Dorman that's got back ahead of Stratton. Billy Boggis is in there as well, as too is Veer Aldridge, but it's Boggis with the black car with the green stripe, number 99, the cable joiner, who's 25 years of age from Ipswich. First season of racing for him in this car he prepares with his father.
Yeah, Jim Mew pretty much with them, isn't he? Just behind. He come across the line in 14th in all of that. So they head up towards the left-hander at Island Bend now, side by side in front of him between Veer Aldridge and Billy Boggis, who Ian just mentioned there. There's Maxine Nichols, so she's caught the next group. She's caught Gareth Baxter and John Grimes. So that's a decent battle as well. But Ruthven, his car's like an old-fashioned club race, isn't it? Where every panel on the car is a different colour, presumably where he's sourced different panels over the years. Don't see that so much nowadays. Certainly in the past, that was quite a regular feature on a club racing grid.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of final wraps you see now, don't you? As well. So here's Ruthven then, who's working really hard here to keep these cars at bay. Rhys Dorman looking to the left to try and find a way through. Stratton with him. They seem to have dropped a little bit the next few cars. Veer Aldridge having got his way ahead of Billy Boggis as well in the number 65 car. And then Jim Mew next up in 14th and Peter Higton 15th. So looks like Mew's not going to be able to make up too many more places with that extra pace that he had. Meanwhile, Aaron Cook has just gone through his number 201.34. That's a new lap record. He's gone 3/10 faster than his old mark. He's just gone on as well to his final lap of the race. So congratulations to Aaron Cook. That's a nice mark to have as well. As up the inside goes Rhys Dorman to try and get 9th place away from Andrew Ruthven. That's at Lodge Corner. And he's done it. Yes, and he might lose 2 places there, Ruthven, because going through as well is Neil Stratton. And another piece of news to give you is that Daniel Sylvester has now got a 5-second penalty, presumably for exceeding track limits. And
he's had a slow lap. He's dropped to 7th on the road, I think. So, whoa, big slide there. Yeah, so something obviously happened to Sylvester, other than exceeded track limits, but not in a very good way, because he's lost a lot of time. So this is definitely going to give Topley 3rd in the championship, isn't it? As long as he can get through this last lap. So this battle that's for 9th now. He's got
10th, I think, isn't it?
You've got Rhys Dorman was 9th across the line.
Yes.
So he's pulled away,
Yeah.
hasn't he? And then Neil Stratton's lost some positions possibly. So yeah, they keep changing positions in that group. Let's see if we can see Sylvester. There he is after problematic lap. Yeah, he's going to be caught by this group, so perhaps he's got a problem.
Yeah, must have.
With that car.
Because he's fallen behind Sam Harper as well on this lap now, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he's going to be way down. So this group probably going to catch him, especially with that penalty. Jim Mew hasn't gained any places in that group, has he? He caught them quickly, but hasn't actually got the pace to overtake anyone, it would seem.
So yes, that they are catching Sylvester on there, who is certainly looking a bit slow on his way into his laps that time. Going to get a challenge there. Vera Aldridge going around the outside of Neil Stratton, and that is for I think 11th place. I've rather lost track now of what places are which. They are just coming out of Knickerbook shortly. We'll have our leader to the checkered flag, won't we? Which will be Aaron Cook to take his 8th victory of the season, and indeed he does. He takes the checkered flag. So 8th victory of the year for the champion. He's retained his title as Aaron Cook, the Toyo MR2 champion for 2022, and he's beat Sean Trainer on this occasion by 4.06 seconds. Ali Topley is third, which is enough for third in the championship. But here's what's going on further back. There's Dan Sylvester, who is also vying for third in the championship, but he's got this problem with his car, and he's got the 5-second penalty towards the end. He might just about hang on from Rhys Dorman as they come up to the line, but that will be for 9th position, I think, or 8th position in the end. Yes, 8th for Sylvester, 9th for Dorman, and then 10th for Andrew Ruthven, 11th for Vera Aldridge, 12th for Neil Stratton, 13th Billy Boggis, 14th Jim Mew, and 15th Peter Higton within that massive scrap that we had in the midfield.